The 20 most dangerous injuries in NFL history. Big shout out to Red Zone for the video I'm about to react to, bro. I think this one gonna make me feel uneasy, bro. Injuries make me feel queasy.
Are the 20 most dangerous injuries in NFL history.
Oh, no. That does not look good, Jim.
And at number 20, John Ryan showed why punters need to stick to their day job, because he got knocked out cold.
He knocked out. Oh, damn, bro. Why you gotta hit the punter like
Some
that?
speed till he got folded. He
Damn.
wasn't as bent as Russell Wilson. See, Russ was throwing a pass and showed us why playing against Aaron Donald
Ouch.
is dangerous.
Oh, the middle finger.
Oh, he
Wilson
broke his
looks to
finger.
be
Like dislocated.
Oh, that was crooked.
Ah!
Imagine if that happened to your head, because Joe Flacco thought he was making a safe slide when he was almost decapitated.
Oh, damn, his helmet came off? Yeah, that's right, protect that quarterback. Yeah, bro.
Jarringly off.
Oh,
Could
my
almost lost his
God.
mind. But Joe Burrow took
Wow.
danger to the next level. See, Burrow tried to stand tall in the pocket until his knee crumbled.
Bad news for
no.
Cincinnati
Ah,
fans.
what?
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Oh,
It
that
looked
looked
like
like
his
that
left
hurt.
leg. Oh, no.
Well, that had to be the loudest crack ever. Marquise Goodwin was straight up vibrating at number 16, because Blake Countess tried to commit murder.
19 in this half.
Oh.
My goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
Just got unloaded upon
Oh, he
by
started
Blake
season, brother.
Countess.
Yeah, it almost got deadly out there, but it wasn't as
Bro,
horrifying
this
as number
score is
15.
dangerous, bro.
See, Dak Prescott's injury was downright twisted, because his defender's
Oh, I
illegal
don't wanna
tackle
see this,
ended
bro.
with
I
his
saw
ankle
this
going
before.
in 5 different
Nope, I couldn't even
directions.
look at that.
Breaks the tackle.
Look at that. It's dangling, gang. Bro.
Picks up a total of 9 more.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That was catastrophic. But some players are just their own worst enemies, like our 14th moment. Because Gus Frerotte ran a touchdown and was so excited that he crushed his head against the wall.
Bang! Hits his head right into the cushion.
Knocked himself
One
out.
of those things you're just going to bounce right off the wall and come back and celebrate, and it didn't happen that way and got a little shocked, a little stunned.
Yeah, that was mindless. But Johnny Knox's injury will send a
That boy knocked himself out, bro.
chill up your spine. Because at number 13, Knox tried to make up for his fumble until he got bent backwards.
Ouch! Oh my God, he's doing a scorpion, bro. Oh! The bottom of your foot should never touch the top of your head, brother. That's not normal.
And Johnny is down. Anthony Hargrove, number 94, he slams head on with knock.
Dude broke his back and ended his career right there.
Oh,
that was something
that
Tom
ended his
Brady was lucky to
career?
escape.
Oh
But
my
his injury happened in what could have been his best season ever.
This video
Heading
wild,
into
bro.
the 2008 season, the Patriots tried to cement themselves as the greatest
Ha-ha.
team ever assembled.
Guess who beat you? Guess who beat you in the Super Bowl? Big Blue, baby. Big Blue. No 18, 19, and no, bro.
But all of those dreams came crashing down. Because in the previous season, New England had a perfect record until Super Bowl 42 when they had their hearts broken. So when they returned with their same weapons as Wes Welker and Randy Moss in 2008, you already know Tom Brady was out for his revenge. But in the first game of the season, Tom suffered the worst injury of his career.
Brady with time.
Oh.
As he throws, and Tom Brady got hit
Oh
right
my
on
gosh.
the knee. He got hit right on the knee. Tom Brady took a tremendous hit.
Yo,
as he
those
released
leg
that
injuries,
ball.
gang.
My man had his season ended with a torn ACL and stopped maybe his greatest
Ooh, shoot, bro.
roster he ever had. But the greatest NFL quarterbacks have to learn the hard way. See, Patrick Mahomes' knee injury was so gruesome, it got him banned from one key NFL play for life. It all went down on 4th and 1. The Chiefs called a routine QB sneak, just trying to get a first down. But what seemed like a harmless play nearly ended Patrick Mahomes' career. See, when the bodies were removed, Patrick's kneecap was not there where he left it. So the team trainers reacted like their lives
Wait, his kneecap was not.
depended on it.
And it's like they almost popped that right knee
Ow!
Now look, the Chiefs couldn't just keep treating their Super Bowl MVP like any other guy. So he hasn't ran a QB sneak ever since.
Wow.
I believe in the quarterback sneak, but just sometimes you gotta watch out for your kneecaps. I'm like 95% and one kneecap short of being 100%.
I think it makes a ton of sense that you don't do quarterback sneaks.
I remember being on the ground and my kneecap was in the side of my calf. And the worst part was the reaction from every teammate I have. You know, guys usually kind of boost you up. I had dudes running 50 yards away from me, just running down to the other side of the field.
Yeah,
My
bro,
center's
'cause
yelling,
nobody
"Get
wanna
off
see
me."
that.
get off me. I'm like, I can't move. What do you want me to do? My kneecap is in the back of my leg.
Yeah, the Chiefs are risking another ring over 1 yard.
Wow.
The Redskins couldn't have cared less about RG3's knees, because Robert Griffin III was supposed to be the future face of the NFL, until his coaches pushed him past his breaking point. See, in 2012, Washington drafted Robert Griffin III, the second.
This man single-handedly made me mad almost every Sunday, bro. Especially as a Giants fan, bro. We had to play this man twice a year, and I had a teacher named Miss Comfort who was a big freaking Redskins fan, bro, and I'm a Giants fan. We used to argue in class, bro. Funny thing enough, I met RG3 a few times. She got his phone number, bro. We linked up at the Super Bowl and stuff like that. We were supposed to do some content, man. Shout out to you, bro. You a cool dude, man. But when I was a kid, I hated you, bro. I can't lie.
Overall pick, and this dude immediately set the league on fire. I'm talking about Offensive Rookie of the Year and leading the Redskins to the playoffs. He was really looking like the next big thing, but the Redskins should have pulled the plug on his season early, because in Week 14, Griffin felt pain. See, RG3 suffered an LCL sprain in his knee, but the playoffs were right around the corner, and Washington was desperate for a Super Bowl. They didn't care if they had to sacrifice their franchise QB to get it.
Even without getting touched, he got hurt on this play.
Now, Robert was already looking like he was on his last leg.
He went through a
it was
lot,
about
bro.
to turn even worse, because the Redskins thought Robert could still carry them to a victory, so they kept him on the field. And in the fourth quarter, we witnessed one of the greatest NFL rookies ever have his career flipped upside down.
And then as he goes down, you see that
Shucks, bro.
One wrong step, and RG3's knees snap, ending his superstar trajectory from league MVP to limping into oblivion. He never got a chance to see his greatness. And it was the same for Drew
That's
Bledsoe,
so sad,
because
bro. He's such a good dude too, man. I met him, his wife, and his kids, bro, a couple years ago at the Super Bowl, and then like I said, I saw him again recently, bro. He's a nice dude, bro. Really good dude. God has other plans for you sometimes, bro. He's doing great at what he does now, bro. Announcing and doing analysis things and things like that. So shout out to him.
brutal hit changed the entire course of NFL history. See, back in 2001, Drew Bledsoe was the highest paid quarterback in the league, and the Patriots were banking on him to build a dynasty. But when he ran for a first down against the Jets, his future collapsed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. And oh, look at Drew. Yeah, this is more critical than the first down.
Drew got lit up so hard, he ended up with a ruptured blood vessel in his chest and began bleeding from his insides. And doctors were saying he was lucky to even be alive. But hey, maybe that hit was destiny, because it paved the way for a 6th-round pick who was a complete nobody at the time. Yeah, that's right. Tom Brady stepped in,
that was
led
his
New England to their
chance
first
after that
Super Bowl
injury?
victory, and went on to become a 6-time
That's
champ.
crazy,
All
bro.
while Bledsoe had to sit there and watch what could have been his legacy get stolen by the GOAT. Yeah, injuries can be straight up ruthless, just like what happened to Sterling Sharpe at number 8. Now, we all know about the TV personality and NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe.
Yes, sir.
But what if I told you he had a brother who was even better? See, back in
Shannon Sharpe had a brother in the NFL? Bro, yo, it's always crazy when I see brothers. Like, I was watching the OKC versus Minnesota game the other day, and I see a dude with a headband and braids, and he has the same braids and headband as Shea Alexander Gillis, whatever. And then also on the back of his jersey, he has a super long name, just like Shea. Turns out his name is Shea Gillis Walker or something, or something. Isaac, I don't know, but he's his brother. I'm like, damn, bro, you got 2 brothers playing in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. It's crazy to see brothers in the same sport, dog. Like Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, Stephen Curry, Seth Curry. The list goes on. But I didn't know this about Shannon Sharpe, bro. I didn't know he had a brother. That's cool, man.
Back in the day, Sterling Sharpe was unstoppable. So by his 9th season, he'd racked up some of the craziest wide receiver stats ever. And while he was dominating the league, little bro Shannon was out there trying to fill those big shoes. Yeah, the Sharpe brothers were on pace to become the first ever siblings inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
That was until a routine block changed everything.
Like Favre would be sacked.
What happened?
Sterling Sharpe is down.
And you see him there taking on the defensive back, and boy, he took it right on the numbers.
Now, it looked like Sterling barely got touched, but that would be the last play of his career. Turns out he had a herniated disc in his neck that was messing with his nerves so bad that he started losing strength in his arm fast. And the doctors told him straight up that if he played again, he was risking himself for paralysis. So Sterling had no choice but to hang up his cleats far too soon. Now, Shannon knew he had to make sure his brother's impact on the game was remembered forever. So when Uncle Shay reached the Hall of Fame, he made it clear that there was someone greater than him.
My big brother Sterling. I'm the only pro football player that's in the Hall of Fame, and I'm the 2nd best player in my own family. The 44 men and women that I thanked and congratulated early for giving me and bestowing this prestigious honor upon me, all I do is ask. All I can do is ask in the most humblest way I know how, is that the next time you go into that room or you start making a list, Look at Sterling Sharpe's accomplishments for a 7-year period of the guys that's in the Hall of Fame at the receiver position and the guys that have the potential to be in this building. That's all I ask. I don't say, hey, just do that. The next time you go in that room, think about Sterling Sharpe's number for 7 years. That's all I ask.
Damn, Shannon really went out there and broke a leg in that speech.
Damn, he snapped. So now I kind of want to see, like, what was his stats, man? Was he really that good? Like, no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't even know he had a brother, dang. I can't lie. I never heard of Sterling Sharpe. All right, so he played 7 seasons. In his career, he played 112 games. He had 595 receptions, 8,000 receiving yards, 65 touchdowns, 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards. He had 1,000 yards almost every season except for his rookie year and his this year, but it was close to 1,000. It's a solid career, bro. Is it Hall of Fame worthy? I'm not sure, bro. I don't know who to compare it to, but damn, if you look at it, Tyreek Hill in his whole career, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Tyreek's played 9 years, so 2 more years, and he has 11,000. And Tyreek's one of the greatest, bro. He has 11,000 yards, which isn't too far off from Sterling's 8,000. Tyreek has 82 touchdowns. Sterling had 65. Mind you, he only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tyreek played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 more seasons. Yo, he should be in the Hall of Fame, bro. What the heck? Because think about it. Imagine if Sterling had 2 more seasons. He'd probably also have, he averaged at least, he was getting at least minimum 1,000 yards in a season. So he'd have at least 10,000, you know, but really like close to like 10,000, probably like 10.5K. Tyreek's at 11. 65 touchdowns. He only would need 17 more touchdowns to catch up to Tyreek. 17, yeah, bro. That means he would just have to get 8 each season. He got 18 in his last one where he stopped. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yo, if he would have played like, yo, I'm comparing him to Tyreek because Tyreek's like one of the best in the league, bro. Like, and he's played a long career so far compared to like Justin Jefferson and stuff like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shannon Sharpe, you might be right, bro. Sterling Sharpe. All right, let's get back to the video, bro.
At number 7, Terrell Owens literally broke his leg. Because we got to talk about how his injury changed the league for good. See, back in 2004, T.O. was unstoppable until one brutal horse collar tackle turned his leg into a knot.
T.O. only 1 catch until this. Sprained right ankle, X-rays negative.
Yeah, this dude's leg got twisted so bad, he ended up with a broken leg, a sprained ankle, and 2 torn ligaments. His season was supposed to be over, or so we thought. Because even though T.O. went through his worst injury yet, the Philadelphia Eagles went all the way to the Super Bowl. So T.O. put himself through the most rigorous recovery program ever, and decided that he would play on 1 leg. Not even the doctors who performed his surgery cleared him to play.
My doctor that performed the surgery, he didn't even medically clear me to play in the game. I had to sign a waiver to play in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, exactly. It would have been a liability.
And in Super Bowl 39, T.O. limped his way onto the field and absolutely balled out.
And the pass is complete to that man, Owens. Quick throw, Terrell Owens. He has 2 catches already. And so much for him being a decoy to the team.
That's crazy that he literally still played, bro.
Open space.
Nah, he's a GOAT for that, bro. That just shows he really loved the game, bro.
20 and a late flag comes in.
I mean, the Eagles lost, but Terrell's 9 catches for 122 yards was one of the most courageous things ever done in NFL history.
Yeah, that's scary,
The league saw T.O. putting his leg on the line and said, yeah, we gotta change this. So before the 2005 season, they straight up banned the horse collar tackle forever. The NFL changed things real quick. Unlike the
So he's the reason that the horse collar, and by the way, I've been to the stadium so many times, man. I love the Giants.
Stadium at number 6. See, Metlife Stadium is a place where careers go to die. I'm talking torn ACLs, busted ankles, sprained knees, you name it.
Damn.
Just like in 2020.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I'm sorry to keep pausing, bro. They said MetLife Stadium is a place where career goes to die. Yo, look at this real quick, guys.
Or on game day, like you line up as a receiver, you just like this.
Mind you, I'm in the middle of MetLife Stadium, bro. I'm in the middle of MetLife Stadium right now. Big shout out to the Giants bringing me out. You know what I'm
and
saying?
today, turf is uneven. You just like this, bro. And you hear, take a look at the crowd, bro. And it's like, set, go. I literally got cleats on and I slipped, bro.
Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. That's just a joke, man. Obviously, I love the Giants, and I do not think we're cursed or we suck or that or the place where careers go to die and people get hurt, bro. But it's funny though, because I did slip in the I slipped on the field, but that's because they had this the field cover down, and I was wearing cleats, so it was like slippery, so that was my fault. But that's kind of funny, bro.
I'm talking torn ACLs, busted ankles, sprained knees, you name it. Just like in 2020, after the San Francisco 49ers lost 3 other players to torn ACLs. And the most devastating of them all was Nick Bosa, who had his season cut short in the blink of an eye.
On this inside run by the Jets.
Don't blame that on the MetLife Stadium, bro. You tripping, dog.
The reigning defensive rookie of the year was rolled up on. It looks like maybe his knee shifted in an awkward way.
It was like the turf was littered with landmines. Throughout the years, MetLife kept claiming ACLs, so they had to fix the problem. And in 2023, they finally replaced the turf. But guess what? It's still causing injuries. It's like they swapped out one haunted field for another. But the turf wasn't—
Bro, stop disrespecting our field, bro. We got the best field in the NFL, bro. You tripping, bro.
Done making headlines just yet. Because in 2023, the Jets traded Aaron Rodgers to be their savior. And Rodgers wasn't believing all the scary stories. But in week 1 of the 2023 season, he found out real quick. Because just 4 snaps into his Jets debut, Rodgers dropped back the pass when his left foot got shredded.
Now Rodgers sits down.
Take a look here at the very end, and it's hard to see.
Just like that, the dude who was supposed to bring a Super Bowl to New York was done for the season. I mean, when a 4-time MVP can't even survive a single game on your field,
so excited to see. It was so much hype around it.
But there's one player who has suffered the most mind-bending knee injuries ever. Look, Chubb is one of the greatest NFL talents at running back in the past decade. But if he has another nightmare, he may never play football again. Because Chubb's horrors started back in college, when one step left the nation scared.
This is not a promising start. And Nick Chubb is still down.
This dude torn 3 ligaments in his knee, enough for anyone to call quits. But then Chubb came back as one of the top backs in the country, and in 2017 was drafted in the 2nd round to the Browns. Now Chubb quickly became a top rusher in the league, and in 2023 he was headed for the end zone when his knee got cranked like a door hinge.
Chubb trying to pick his way inside the 5, and he does. And the last thing any Browns fan wants to see, Nick Chubb holding his left leg.
Oh boy. I mean, Chubb's injury was so violent, they couldn't even show the replay.
Really?
Some injuries in the NFL get even more dangerous. See, Joe Theismann suffered one of the most gruesome injuries in NFL history. Now, Theismann was a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
This makes me want
to
throw
throw
up
of the
every
league.
time I see
So
it,
when he
bro.
took the field for a Monday Night Football game in 1985 against the ruthless Lawrence Taylor, the whole nation was tuned in. So when the Redskins attempted a flea flick, it gave LT just enough time to hit Theismann where he never saw it coming.
And beckoned over to the Redskins bench. Get your medical team in here quickly.
The injury was devastating.
I noticed. Did they skip it?
LT just enough time to hit Theismann where he never saw it coming.
And
yep, they skipped it. See, I told y'all, bro. Nobody wants to watch it. Y'all, if y'all want to see it, go find it on your own, bro. But shoot, man, this is a gruesome injury, bro. If you ever seen The Blind Side, if you know, you know.
Beckoned over to the Redskins bench. Get your medical team in here quickly.
The injury was devastating, but even the greatest athlete ever couldn't make it through without danger at number 3. Because imagine a player so athletic that he was an all-star in 2 sports. See, in 1985, he won the Heisman Trophy. And when he wasn't on the football field, he was an All-American slugger in baseball.
That boy broke the
then
back.
He went and ran the fastest 40-yard dash ever recorded.
Is it true you ran a 4.12?
What?
4.13.
This dude was so nice that in 1986, he was drafted number 1 overall to the Kansas City Royals in baseball. But after some contract drama with Tampa Bay, Bo ended up with the Los Angeles Raiders, making plays never seen before on the diamond.
Damn, he really played both sports? Didn't Deion Sanders and Michael Jordan do that too, though? And like Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray.
Bo was so dominant, this dude had one of the most iconic Nike commercials of all time. And with Jackson's superhuman ability, he wasn't thinking twice about getting injured. The world was witnessing something special. And during the 1991 playoffs against the Bengals, everybody had their eyes on Bo. But no one knew that this moment would end up robbing us of that greatness. Because one awkward step altered history.
Apparently, Bo Jackson shaken up a bit.
Nobody saw it coming, but Bo's football career ended right there. Because he dislocated his hip so badly, it cut off the blood supply in his hip joint. And just like that, the greatest athlete ever became one of the biggest what-ifs in sports history. But at number 2, we have another two-way sports star on our list.
Sad,
See, Deion Sanders was another athletic freak. The way he split his time between the diamond and the gridiron eventually caught up to him, and his injury history became deadly. Look, Deion is the only player ever to play in the World Series and a Super Bowl. And with all that mileage on his feet,
he played in a World Series and a Super Bowl. Man, this guy's nobody's ever done that. That's insane.
Deion retired with the ugliest toes ever. We're talking about hammer toes that were barely holding on.
It's the closest thing they call to turf toe. And it was just horrendous. I mean, I've never felt anything like it. So they had to shave it down and straighten it out, and that's what I got.
Now fast forward to when Deion became a coach. This man was still hobbling around, dealing with that same foot problem since his playing days. But then one day, the pain became unbearable.
Lauren was changing my bandages daily on my foot, and she said, "Coach, your toes are black."
It was a little discolored this morning, and upon going to the hospital, we found out some really severe things.
Safe to say he's going to be with us for a few days. He's going to have a procedure done a little later today. He has actually a blood clot, not in a vein, but it's located in the artery. So a blood clot in an artery, you can lose your leg.
And once Deion got to the hospital, he found out he had a severe blood clot. Now this was hard to hear. The noose was going to get even worse.
Not one, but three, I believe, that ran from behind the knee, down his whole calf to his ankle. And for people that don't know what a femoral arterial blood clot is, it is life-threatening.
The news I got from the doctors was this was really serious. They were talking about the amputation of toes. Then they were talking about the amputation of my leg from knee down. Then they were trying to ensure I had life. So we called my mother about the clots, and she informed me that we didn't know that my uncle died from blood clots. My other uncle, who's alive now, almost passed last year from blood clots, and she was diagnosed with blood clots a year ago. So hearing that is something you don't want to hear while you're in the hospital in that state.
Yeah, Deion was lucky to leave with his life, because our final moment is taking danger to the max. See, Tua Tagovailoa has suffered some of the worst head injuries ever seen, but his love for the game won't let him quit. It all started in Week 3 of the 2023 season, when Tua hit his head so hard, he couldn't even stand up straight.
Game right now, Tagovailoa, oh boy. Awful sight to see.
That looked dangerous, but believe it or not, he still played for the rest of the game.
Bro, injury videos just make me feel weird, bro. It starts making me just feel weird, bro. I don't know. It just makes me feel uneasy, bro.
I thought it was no big deal, but just weeks later against the Bengals, he suffered something even more horrifying.
And
Now at this point, NFL fans were scared out of their minds, and there were many calls for Tua to take the year off. Tua wasn't having it, so he finished the season. Now in 2024, Tua thought he had moved past the worst head injury of his life, but all Tua knows is the game. So in Week 10, Tua made a courageous return and had something to say about it.
Not fun. It wasn't good. You never want to see someone that you love on a field or in a ring, in a cage, or in whatever profession they're in get hurt.
What role did that play? The fact that you're a husband, the fact that you're a father?
It definitely played a role, that's for sure. I had that in the back of my mind. I love the game of football. It's what I've done since I was 4 years old.
Now Tua might be risking his life, but you gotta respect it when somebody's living their dream.
Ah, man, that just made me feel uneasy, bro. All right, man, look, bro. Make sure you always put God first. Remember that you are chosen, so move like it, man. I'll see you on the next one, man. Sub up. We so close to 100 bands, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all so much. Oh, man, this just made me feel weird. Peace, bro.